Yo, welcome back, family. We are back and we are reviewing an instrumental hip hop classic. This is J Dilla's Donuts from 2006. Man, I'm just glad to be back with you guys. It's been a long hiatus. I've been gone for a while, but I'm back, man, with an absolute classic for your eardrums. All right, so we're doing a classic. There's a lot of deep meaning to this. This is one of my favorite albums of all time, and I wanted to open it on camera. It's fresh, hasn't been opened, still got price tags on it and everything. It has a nice little warning label, 100% USDA beats. So we about to get into this absolute classic that J Dilla, the genius, gave us. You could almost say with his dying breath, this was given to us. So a little background and history behind this album. Of course, J Dilla, as we know, he passed away very young age, only 32 years old when he passed. When he actually created this, the album actually came out, I think, either 3 days after his birthday, 3 days after his death, the album came out. And by that time, he was 32. But when he was creating this album, he was only 31 years old, and therefore we get 31 tracks for every year of his life. So he had a very rare blood disease, right? And he also had lupus. So that combination of things kind of made him have really bad health kind of towards the end of his life. But he's just absolutely one of the most prolific beat makers of all time. He's worked with the Q-Tips of the world, the Erykah Badu's, the De La Souls, right? And he also had a group. He was in a group. He was in Slum Village. He's also worked with Common, and he's just kind of worked with everybody, any and everybody. He's inspired any and everybody, from people like Madlib. Even your Kanye's have taken things from J Dilla. So we revere this man in hip hop. I'm just excited, man. So I've got this thing open. Man, first impression, of course, this is a classic little image of Dilla. And 31 tracks. What we know is that each track averages about like a minute and a half of the 31. So kind of a short album, but every track is classic, bro. Like, I don't want to throw that word around too much today, but we are dealing with rare air today. So you get 2 LPs with this. Very interesting. There are like a whole bunch of highlights. And I'm very excited to get to this. Let me get the old track off. Just had to do like a little sound test. So I have one coming off and one coming on. Some things to really remember. This album was created in the hospital, Sinai Hospital. And one of the things about Dilla's condition, it made it to where like his hands would swell. So there were times where his mom would have to like massage his fingers so he could continue making beats. You know, he was that dedicated. At one point, he couldn't even walk. So he would ask family members to like carry him over from his bed to where his instruments were so he can continue to make beats. So like I'm saying, like with his very last breath, this man dedicated himself and gave us this great piece of art. So we, as fans, are going to appreciate it and actually buy this. So if you can, please buy this. Please make sure you buy it. Go out there and buy it. Definitely worth it. So we're gonna get to, all right, so first things first, Donut starts with the outro, which is very interesting. I think that's on purpose. So track 1 is actually called Donut's Outro. Yeah, you know, he kind of knew he was close to death. Death is kind of throughout this, life and death, right? That's the kind of theme, I think. Then we're gonna get into Working on It and Waves. There's just so much. And then I love People too, so. With these tracks being so small, you can kind of see, well, maybe not, there are a whole bunch of grooves in here, so it's going to be kind of interesting getting from track to track. But anyway, let's get to it, man. I hope you got your tea and candles, and we are about to get into some Dilla, man. Excited about this. Stone's Throw, very own, so let's get into it. Let's hear that crackle. We love that vinyl crackle. Can you tell Dilla's a 70s baby man? Oh yeah. So this is one of my favorite albums in general. Did a lot of studying to this music. Walked around campus to this music. Today in my adult life, I do a lot of work to this music. I have a lot to thank this music for. It's giving me degrees. I've been able to work. I love this music. Working on it. Working on it. Working on it. Working on it. So that's working on it. We're gonna get to Waves, man. He did some crazy stuff on Waves. So this is a flip of a sample. There's a song called Johnny Don't Do It. Somehow he made that song. To me, this sounds like some African chants. This is a rock song that he flipped. It's called Johnny Don't Do It. And he just kept looping it, slowing it down until it sounded like something from another world, another planet. But he took us with us. He took us with him. So we thank Dilla for that. Alright, so we at Waves. I think now I'm gonna get into one of my favorites, which is People. And he samples Eddie Kendricks from the Temptations. So let's get into it. Let's see if we can find People. Eddie Kendricks from the Temptations. He got a song called My People. A whole lot of drums. If you love beat tapes, this is the one. J Dilla's Donuts. Gotta listen to it. Got to. Gotta buy it. It's important to really support the arts, man. Very cool, very groovy, very funky, all that. This one put a smile on my face. It's called A Difference. Kind of hard to review this one because it's just like so many highlights. Like, which beats do you pick to highlight, honestly? I like The Difference a lot. Oh, you gotta wait till you start singing. This part right here on The Difference. Slowing the pace down a little bit. Let the sax play a little bit. That's crazy. Dilla, Dilla, Dilla. Thank you, Dilla. Once again, thank you. Alright, so on this side, Yeah, I want to get into Airworks, which is one of my personal favorites of Dilla's on this Donuts, and then Lightworks, which was, so while he was in the hospital making this album, he was going through dialysis and all the different treatments, and Dilla had a thing about people listening to his music before it was complete. But his mom would sneak and kind of like, while he was getting treatment, sneak and kind of listen. And when she knew this work was special is when she heard Lightworks. So I'm gonna play Airworks and let it bleed into Lightworks. And we'll talk more once Lightworks comes on. So let's get into that, man. Let's get into it. The difference.
This is my mix.
That was Lightworks. There we go. This one made me want to. When you driving, that's a good one for the car. It's just groovy. Sound like some Teddy Pendergrass. Like this one. Oh, if you love soul beats, soul samples, this is the one. So we'll get into Lightworks now.
What is the magic that makes one's eyes sparkle and
Sounds like a commercial, right?
skies?
The name of the game is Lightworks. These drums are crazy. This is nuts. Feel like dancing to that? This is Lightworks. He put a little, he rapping on it a little bit. Listen up. That's J Dilla's voice. Again, this is his mom's favorite, so if his mom like it, it must have been good, right? The name of the game is Lightworks. I gotta get to my other favorite. Two Can Win. Alright, so right now we are about to get into Two Can Win, which oddly enough samples the Silvers Only One Can Win. I don't know, Two Can Win. J Dilla said Two Can Win. He was more of a sharer, you know what I'm saying, instead of just one. But yeah, the Silvers, I guess they were kind of like the Jackson 5, but not the Jackson 5. They were like a family. So actually the kid who sings on here, I think he pitched up the voice. He almost sounds like Michael on here, but that's just my opinion. Two Can Win. Only one can win your love. J Dilla Donuts. That's crazy, bro. What he did with that is nuts. So next, we'll get into our last one, which is Bye, and Bye comes towards the end. Comes towards the end of the 31 tracks. I think it's number 29. Yeah, which kind of symbolizes his life. So we're kind of coming to the end of his life a little bit, but he samples the Isley Brothers' "Don't Say Goodnight." So that's that beautiful, dreamy sound and texture that he put into there. I don't even know to describe what instrument makes that sound, but it's dreamy. And we're gonna listen to it together. So here we go. Let me get into it. I think it's this one. So it also on purpose has some cracks in it. Even in the digital version, it has cracks in it. So that's not the record. That's just how it was when he made it. He put vinyl cracks. Or maybe the vinyl he had cracks in it. I don't know. But it's beautiful. And this is Bye. So we're gonna say bye. We're gonna thank Dilla. We're gonna continue to sip tea and listen to his music forever. So thank you, Dilla. Thank you guys for tuning in again to the Low Key Corner. I know it's been a while. I'm gonna try to do more videos, but I appreciate y'all tuning in. Whatever you do, just have a good day. Peace.